Welcome back to Ribbon Candy Hooking. I'm Deanna, and I'm here today with my friend Sherry. We are headed over to Pierre Sylvain's house. We're going to look at some of his artwork today. So we are headed into the hornet's nest of his studio. Let's see what we find there. Well, welcome back. I am in the studio of Pierre Sylvain. It is so good to see you again.
So nice to see you.
It's been a while. You have so many friends out here in the audience,
yes.
Right? Everybody remembers you, and everybody loves his work.
Thank you.
For sure, from our gallery show that we did together,
yes,
right?
That was amazing.
That was amazing, and we should do it again.
I think so too. I think so too. I think because right now, Shadow having closed, as you know, for a renovation.
Yeah.
So as soon they are open, I think we should try to,
I agree.
Do it again because that was such a great show.
It was a great show. Mm-hmm. And yeah, let's do that. Let's do that when the time is right. So something to look forward to for sure. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, I'm here in your studio, and it is amazing down here.
Oh, thank you.
It is amazing down here. We're going to walk around a little bit and look at some of your work that I keep seeing popping up on the internet. Mm-hmm. And it's so different in person. I mean, it's the scale, it's just overwhelming work, overwhelming messages. You do so many different mediums. You do mosaic, you do painting, you do textile. Am I missing anything?
I did needle felting.
Needle felting.
And rug hooking, of course.
Rug hooking, of course. Yeah, special interest. But let's start here right now, because we've been seeing some of yours. Is this part of the Underground Railroad?
Yes, that's what those are.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because we've seen some of these online, and people are just going, oh my God, this is so powerful, particularly this weekend.
Yes,
this is so powerful.
This is one of my, I think I would say that's one of my favorite series. I am very proud of that series. Yeah. I've been working in that particular series since 2016. And I believe I did over 30 painting and 5 sculptures so far. Yeah. And those sculptures goes with that particular series.
Yeah. I mean, these are so evocative, and it's heavy, isn't it? It's heavy, it's real, it's like they're just absolutely, I don't know if gorgeous is the right word, you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. I know what you mean. I think this is I would say this is something will really make, people think, a little bit deeper about history,
Absolutely.
What like a lot of people have to go to give you the freedom you have today. Right. So yeah.
Right. We always forget that part because life is relatively easy.
That's true.
And yeah, this is a great reminder. Mm-hmm. The pieces on the wall, absolutely beautiful. I'm noticing, so many different techniques, right? Mm-hmm. You are a master of different techniques. And I get the impression looking at your work and being in your space, and I kind of already knew this, but you get bored fast, right? You immediately move to like the next medium or the next project. Mm-hmm. You move fast.
Yeah, I think I follow my interest,
Yeah.
And I believe art, it's all about freedom.
Yeah.
And when I feel doing something, I don't care what really people think. I just do it.
Yes.
And I think, and I know myself too. Yeah. That's like the point too, because I feel by because I never really get bored because I just wake up and like ready to work. And what's really make me feel that way, this is the fact I am working on different things. Yeah. And I said, oh my God, what I am gonna be working today. Yeah. And that's really work for me. But on the other hand, so there is nothing wrong for like people who want to work on just one thing.
Yes.
But I just realized that's not for me.
Everybody has a different way.
That's right.
Everything works differently. And you're such a natural and inspired artist. When you wake up, you're like energized and you're always positive. You're like, boom, this is what I'm doing right now. This is what I feel. This is what I'm doing. When people look at your work, what are the main things that you want them to feel?
That's like one thing I love doing, the textile work.
Yes.
Like, for example, if you look at that particular black and white series work, where like you have to know a certain type of history to like relate to them.
Yeah.
But what I love about doing textile work, warge, hooking, and needle felting, even like mosaic and like glass, like you feel you don't have to have any knowledge about art.
Right.
You just show up with like yourself.
Right.
And that thing just like hit you without, and I love that particular thing where like I don't want people to be intimidated by art.
No,
I
right.
just want people to just
Yes.
embrace art.
Yes.
And I think by doing those textile work, and I feel people just like a lot of people, they might be not art connoisseurs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not connoisseurs, they're not highbrow.
Yes, but they love that particular thing.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, wow, that's textile work. My mom used to do it, or my aunt, or my grandma.
Right, they can relate to
That's
it
right.
because
And
of the medium.
That's right, and I love that aspect.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also your mosaic work, right? Because the textile work is kind of a thrift craft, right? But so is mosaic.
That's right. That's like the same thing too. And I I did like a lot of fusing glass too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like one of the piece here. That's fusing glass.
Oh yeah.
I use like a
Oh,
kiln.
here, check this out.
Yeah,
I use like did that.
Yes,
A
I use
kiln.
like a kiln.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
To like do that, and that's the same thing too. Where like people doesn't have to be a big art lover, but when they see the glass, and that just brings something on like people, just to.
Absolutely.
And I love that aspect of it.
Absolutely. I think one of the, I want to come back to this conversation, but I think one of the things that's most striking about this stuff is that it's in black and white.
Yes.
And you do so much with color, like spirit, color,
That's true.
energy. And it's so striking because it's absent of color, right? It's like limited. But you're doing great storytelling with these pieces. And it's like, for me, when I look at your work, whether it's like a portrait, this, like anything, you are such a good storyteller, number one, but you manage to put like so much emotion into stuff.
Yeah, because what's happen when you are telling that particular story, especially the Underground Railroad and the Middle Passage. I didn't want to do it in like color because they got so many people who's like doing on like color. Yeah. And I said, if I'm gonna do it, I want to like do it different. Yeah. It's almost like they are some kind of abstract. Yeah. And like if you go on the other one where I have the most of them, and they're not really picture, but they're more like abstract. Right. Because I love that aspect where like they still telling the story, but they're not really like in a color. Right. There's some kind of. It's not like a pretty picture. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I mean, I think they are different too. They are different. They are different for that reason. That's right. And I think when you put color into something, like if we're talking about the Underground Railroad, or it's like. When you put color into something, it's like you've tied it up with a bow. Like, here it is, here's the picture color. That's right. But when something is in black and white, just like Alfred Hitchcock movies, right? There's something tense about it because you have to do some of the work as the viewer, and you have to fill in the color because in your mind you expect to see it and it's not there, and it forces you to stick with it for another hot minute. That's right. To really think about it. And when you're talking about pieces that carry a lot of storytelling and a lot of pain, you want people to be uncomfortable for a little while and stick with it. You don't want to say, here it is. Look at the lovely shape of this. It's all finished off for you. You want them to think. That's true too. And too, what I like too about, because I put like a lot of symbol sign, and I didn't want people like just see the painting and just walk through. I just want them to stop by to see, oh my God, what that mean, just at least give them like a moment to stay in front of it and just think. Yeah. And so that's what I love the most. I love that too. Tell me about this piece here. This piece, that's one of that's it. That's tied to the whole series. Okay. And someone gave me that's like based on unfound object. Okay. were like, because one of the, because of all of those, you know, people who came during the middle
Yes.
passage, you know, they came from to those ships, you know.
Yeah.
So when I find that, and I said, wow, if I can find that little ship, I
Yeah.
can put it. So it's, you know, it's like a symbol,
Yes.
just to tell people, you know,
I
that's
think
how
that's a great touch.
all those people came
Were dragged out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
from, you know, from the boat to,
Yeah.
to that's what I think.
Yeah, and this is another interesting three-dimensional piece,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is in like a book form.
Yes,
So
that's
more
like a book
storytelling.
That's right. That's right.
Families belong
Right.
together.
Yes.
And then it's translated to Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
beautiful as
Yes.
well. Yeah, you do love to, I mean, you are not afraid to try different forms or to present something
No.
in a non-traditional
No.
way.
No.
That doesn't put you off at all. You just
No,
go for it.
That's right. Because, you know, the thing is, I mean, like I said earlier, I always believe art, it's, you know, about freedom.
Yeah,
And you don't have nothing to lose, really.
right,
You know what I'm saying? You know, and if you have an idea, why not
right.
try it? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, so
Because it might
I've
speak
been
to
doing that.
somebody else.
That's right.
Right, and
You
then
know,
you make them feel a certain way.
that's true, and you know too, because I don't, like I said, everything I, you know, make, I don't really make it for someone else.
Right.
I just make it for like myself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's never you know, about selling something or about, no, I never. I mean, you do care if you sell something, but I feel if you are thinking about like an audience,
Yeah.
the work will like lose the soul.
Right.
So that's mean everything had to come from here.
Right.
So that's mean everything I make, that's something I really, there is any piece was here I don't really love, I'm like, love them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't put nothing out there if I don't really enjoy
really
it.
love it.
Yes.
It's
So-
hard to strike. I think for an artist, it's hard to strike that balance between
Mm.
pleasing yourself and
Mm.
pleasing other people, and you have to choose.
Yeah, you know, for me, it's not difficult at all.
Yeah.
Because I think you cannot make work, you know, regarding what other people think.
Right.
You know, you have to make the work for
Right.
yourself, because that's why you become an artist for the first place.
Yeah, it has to
because
be inspired.
because you are compelling to say something.
Yes.
So not like what people think you are gonna say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so everything have to come from you.
It does.
first.
And your job as an artist
Mhm.
is to make other people feel, I think, a little bit of what you felt while you were working on the piece.
That should do too. And you know, I mean, not like exactly how I felt, because a lot of time I will have a piece and I thought that piece means something to me, and
Yeah.
someone called me and said, wow, that means something else.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, what that person said make more sense
Okay.
than I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's work.
It can happen,
That's
right?
right.
They relate to it differently.
Differently.
Even something, talking about points of view,
Mhm.
even something like your stained glass pieces.
Mhm.
We were saying, you know, with pieces like the stained glass, this
Mhm.
one too,
Mhm.
you've got some lights going around the edges,
Mhm.
and it kind of redefines what stained glass is, because stained glass traditionally,
Yes.
like, depends on sunlight.
That's right.
And you're like, by adding your own lights to it, you're
Mhm.
creating your own light.
That
Right,
is
so you're-
correct. That is correct. Because I feel like a lot of time people might not even has a window to put it, you know.
It's
But,
true.
Yeah, but if you can put some light behind it and
This
yeah,
is so brilliant.
you know, and to do that, you know, that's my work better.
Yeah.
You know, instead of looking for like a window and some light to
Yeah.
to
No, this
Okay.
makes perfect sense, and
Mhm.
it's great in the space.
Mhm.
It's absolutely beautiful, and there's always light.
That's true.
Right, which
that's
becomes
true.
like a metaphor as well.
That's true.
And a beautiful piece like this, that's like a furniture piece,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That you've kind of repurposed into what looks like a shrine.
That show, if actually a friend of mine gave it to me, and so someone that was somewhere, you know when like people put those things down the street.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah. They want to get rid of it.
Yes, they want to get rid of it. And
Yeah.
a friend of mine saw it, and he said, Pierre, I saw that thing. I think he said, if it's one person can do something with it, it's you. And
Definitely.
yeah, so he just happened, and he gave it to me.
Gosh, you did a lot.
And
I mean, I love the mirror too that you put
Yeah.
inside of it too. Just adds another dimension
That's
of
true.
interest.
That is correct. Even this one too. There is a light who can come to this one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
there-
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like.
And it's still practical. I mean, you're using it for remote controls. I think the light's gonna come on in this one. He's got so many lights here. It reminds me of like a carousel, like a fun house. So fun. While he's doing that, I just want to look at these really quick. These are some of his needle felted pieces that are portraits. Here's a landscape. I mean, these are just extraordinary pieces. Christmas scene, unexpected. That is really pretty. Pierre, I'm looking at your needle felted pieces in the meantime. They are so charming. You struggling with the remote?
Yeah, I just did that. I just be able to put the light behind it.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at the lights behind the mosaic.
Yeah, the light being able to.
This is so, I was thinking that you tiled over something, but it's actually like a pane.
Yeah, it's like a glass. There is a glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, there is a glass.
Now, are your subjects usually like? Do you love Van Gogh? You must
Yes,
love
I
Van
do.
Gogh.
I do. Yeah.
And you've got some other portraits. You've got Louis Armstrong back
yes.
here, and that's a rug piece.
Yes, that's a hooking.
Yep, I remember that from the show. And
That's
then
right.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, yes.
As a textile piece too, so that's rug hooking. And when you rug hook for our hookers out there, you hook on burlap.
Yes, it's not. Hold on, I forgot the name. It's like a.
Monk's cloth.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
That
yeah.
is correct.
That's good for you because you use small pieces.
Oh, you mean?
The strips, like wool strips. And
Yes,
stuff?
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true. I use like small pieces.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think. I love doing hog working, but it can be so hard sometimes.
I know. My hands are like really sore today.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can be so hard.
It's good to switch up what you're doing
That-
so
yeah,
you don't
that's
have
true.
body pain. Right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoy doing it, especially when you dip that thing and you see that thing. You know, I mean, it's a wog, you know, and you pretty much put it together. The process to create that whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't usually work really small. They usually pretty.
They're big. Yeah.
Yes, they're like big piece, but it's always amazing when you see those work came out to life. And
It is. It's just another medium, but you're right. Dot by dot, color by color, like Syrah, like speck by speck, you
That's
get
true.
the whole picture.
Yes.
Same with mosaic.
Yes.
And your mosaics are so, I mean, it's so hard in my mind for artists to get a likeness with mosaic. You get such a good likeness, right? Favorite person who is famously not going to the inauguration on Monday. I mean, you can tell exactly who the people are. I mean, you really are so good at capturing a likeness. It's remarkable. This is one of my favorite pieces too. This is one of your rugs, and this is a take on that famous Norman Rockwell cover.
Yes, Norman Rockwell. And this piece, I have a very interesting story about this piece because when I did it, and I got an email from the Norman Rockwell Museum, and I thought they were mad or something, and they just, because I said, oh my God, because I know there can be like copyright, whatever, but that wasn't the case, and they just said, you know what, I love the piece you did, can we use it, we will post it on our website, and we will give you credit for it.
And they did that.
Yes, they did that.
They are such nice people at that museum.
And I really enjoy doing that. Just to put, because just to put a different take on something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exists before,
That's it. In the original painting that Norman Rockwell did, he's looking at himself in the mirror, and he looks like Cary Grant, which he definitely didn't look like in real life. But in yours, you're looking in the mirror and you're doing something that's a bit of an abstract.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's right.
It's a very different take.
Yes.
I absolutely love that piece. I love this piece too. This is a piece that was in the rug show, right?
That's right.
This greeted us when we first came in.
That's right. He was. This piece I will say this is my most famous piece.
Yeah, this piece went viral, didn't it?
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, I got over 1.5 million views.
Right. Your daughter told you or something like, "Oh my God, Dad."
Yes, that's. I mean, actually, my son called me.
Oh, your son.
Yeah, he said, "Dad, your thing went like viral," and I didn't even understand what that even supposed to mean, you know. And that's
it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's when I said, "Oh my God!" And people, because it's like because I usually when like people commenting on like a piece you do,
yeah,
I usually respond, but when it's become like 50,000
yeah, what can you do? You just have to be grateful in your heart and hope they feel it.
That's why.
You know, I want to check this out because I haven't seen this before. Is this an abbreviated crop? Is it a crop of something?
This one that's Eve.
Yep.
Because I did this one on like 2 parts.
Yes.
So I haven't done the other part yet.
Oh, you haven't done Adam yet?
No.
Ooh.
But I do have Adam on the other one.
Okay. He's very late for a date, right?
That's right.
But you have to do it when you feel like
it. That's why.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I just stopped doing it and I said, okay, let's me do like a wog hooking off. Then I think
let's transition to that. That's what I was getting at because.
So I said, even though I have to.
I'll stand back here. But yeah, so you started working on an Adam and Eve scene.
Yes.
On monk's cloth.
Yeah, I started the mosaic first.
Okay, you did the mosaic first.
First, and I did this one. That's Adam actually.
Okay, so you do have a good start on that.
Yes, but I stopped and I start doing it on the wall hooking.
You have a rabbit with Adam.
Yes.
That's really interesting. Yes. I never think about rabbits in that context in the Garden of Eden, but why not?
Yes. I mean, I think
they must have been there.
That's true. I mean, I don't, I give myself freedom to do things. Yeah. Well, I don't really care, really.
Gosh. Yeah, let me hold this. Oh, there is a rabbit. Yeah. Yeah, you've got some beautiful animals in here.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, now do you cut with scissors?
No, I have what you call the bee cutter.
Okay, the bee line?
Yeah. Bee line.
Yeah. Yep, that looks great.
That's I have the bee line and I use it and so I haven't I said, wow, I need to finish this piece, you know.
Well, as you say, like when you feel like it, right? When the time is right.
That's true. Because I work like on like Spark where like I would be doing, let's say, mosaic or like glass, and I will wake up one day for whatever the reason is, I feel, oh my God, I need to do some wog hooking, and I start and I just doing the wog hooking.
Starts to call out to you.
Yeah, just like so.
It's so pretty and evocative too. Cause it's not just like there's so many versions of the story of the Garden of Eden, and you've got the snake. Obviously, he needs to be present, but you've got all this variety of birds.
That's right. I put some bird. I put some hummingbird. I put some butterfly. So, I just take the liberty to do so.
Yeah, as you should. I mean, this is your vision and this is your version.
Yes, right. That is correct.
And are you drawing straight onto your backing fabric?
Yes.
Wow. Yes, you are a very solid artist. Just very few spare lines, but really striking.
Thank you.
Really, really nice.
Thank you.
Oh wow! And this is more of the series.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's more of the series.
Yeah. Wow, and so you've been working on that since 2016.
Yeah,
wow.
I believe 2016.
Gosh, I'm seeing. I mean, what can you say? It's like its own topic, right? We could talk about this series for like a year, and we wouldn't have said all the things that needed to be said.
I agree.
I'm seeing other things that I've not seen before, like this piece and that piece. I see you doing. Sort of modernist expressionism with found objects, right? Like
that is correct.
Around the pink one, you've got a border that looks like it's like jewelry or maybe Mardi Gras beads.
Yes, that is correct.
And you've painted. I mean, what a brilliant idea that is! Correct. Getting all of that texture into an otherwise two-dimensional piece.
Yeah, that is correct.
That is absolutely brilliant. And this piece as well on the right.
I put a lot of found object too.
A lot of found objects.
Yes.
So, is one of your favorite inspirations sort of faith?
You know, I think the fact I grew up Catholic as a kid,
Yeah.
you know, Christian. So I went since I was in like I mean, all my life I went to Catholic school.
Yep, me too.
Like a high school and a, you know, elementary school, all of that. I was in as a boy, you know.
I can see it. I can see it.
That's you. So, and I think those things has a very profound effect on me,
Okay.
you know. And but I am like Christian, but I don't care if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't judge.
No.
That doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Right.
But I think when I was growing up, going to the church, and I was always fascinated by all the picture they have.
Yeah.
You know. So when I become like an artist myself, and I always want to do those type of things, but I want to do them different than what they represent on the, you know.
Absolutely.
So
That's a
That's
great way to explain.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this picture, and I mean, I've Adam and Eve, and I've seen some of the other ones, but like, I also went to Catholic school growing up, and I'm a lot less Christian than I used to be,
Yes.
but I still love religion and talking about religion, and I love the stories, I love the morals, I love the images, and like you, being at church, particularly when you're a young kid, some of that art is hard to take because there's so, I mean, there's like obviously a lot of violence and it's hard to process. It's great to be able to revisit it as an adult and say, well, this is what the story looks like. You know, this crucifixion's happened, right? And this is what it would look like. It's just a different perspective, and it's so powerful.
Yes, because I feel like because it's like when you was younger, it's like that, those whole image. I mean, because you know, people doesn't even know that, but when I was because I started making art since I was like 5 or 6 years old. I started very early, like very early, since I was 5, and I know I want to be an artist. That never, you know.
There was never anything else.
Yes, you know, so I, you know, always want to do that. And I mean, growing up as a Christian, and one of my favorite artists was Paul Rubens, because he was doing those
big nudes.
Yeah, and those crucifixion too.
Yes.
I was really fascinated by those.
Yeah.
So I, you know, remember when I was maybe 8, 9, 10 years old, I used to copy them to like do like a replica of him. And when I start getting older and my taste of art start, you know, changing, and I discovered Dali, and from Dali, and so when I discovered Picasso, that's when I said, oh my God, so art is all about freedom. And that's open a different avenue for me.
Absolutely.
You know, where like thing doesn't have to be exactly the way you.
Right. You can get away from the realism.
That's right.
And still tell
That's
a story with a surrealist like
that's
Dali.
Right. That's right. That's correct.
And then with you know, with surrealism, you can also add all your symbolism, and that's something that you do.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's, and all of those artists were great, fine, you know, realist artists, but that decided to work in a different style that showed more emotion and personal
That's true.
influence, right?
That's true.
That's the way that you work too, right? Your art feels like you've taken a cross section of every style of art and every artist, and you've absorbed it and synthesized it and put out a huge and major body of work that represents, you filtered it.
That is correct. Like, yeah, I absorb so much thing. Like, I mean, you know, I love all, you know, kind of art, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I am not judgmental, you know, because I see people will like judge some people. I don't. You know, I feel, you know, people have the right to, because I feel every piece of art someone put out, it's an act of courage.
Yes, it is.
And the worst thing you can do is just judge it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for me, I don't. And I just see it, people just put it out there, and I might like it or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, but I don't. So like you were saying, yeah, I absorb so much thing, and I pick one thing here, there, and I put it out there. And what's really good too, when you do that, you're not afraid to paint on every kind of surface, you know.
Yeah.
And that's work to where like you paint on door, on found object, and
yeah, I was wondering that with this piece in the corner, because that's a really irregular shape. Is that a found object?
with this one, the jazz one here.
Yeah, the jazz, this one
That-
here.
Yeah, that's someone who give me like a board, like a skateboard shape.
Oh,
thing.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I said, wow, that's a nice piece to
It
do.
is a nice shape,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to do that.
So unusual.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I just want to stop. We're at 30. Hold on.
all right, now I did the switcheroony, and my buddy Sherry's not sure she wants to do this, but I thought get a different perspective, right, Pierre?
Yes.
So, Sherry, you just said something so important because we were talking about how much we love his work. Can
Yes.
you repeat what you just said? It was that
I
good.
said that you were talking about how he takes all the styles and filters it through it, but it also becomes your own style that you can recognize.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see something, you can say, "Oh, that's by Pierre. I can recognize that." Like you have your own voice, your own style, which is really important, I think.
But you know, I always tell artists that it's almost you cannot say, okay, I am looking for my own voice.
No, it happened naturally.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's come by working and working.
Yeah,
By
just keep
working.
doing it.
That's right.
Mhm.
And you know, then the next thing you know, you will have your own voice without out there to say, oh my God, let me find it. No.
Yeah.
Let him come to you.
Yeah, and it takes years of
Yes,
doing that to
that's
have
right.
it come out.
That is correct.
But everything is so great and interesting, and you seem to have found it.
Definitely. I think it is one of the things that is like one of the most coveted things among any artist is that you have a style that is recognizable.
Oh, thank
Right.
you.
It's not an end product for every artist, but for you have already achieved that. When I see any work, no matter what medium it's in, I'm going to know that it's yours. And so that means that you have evolved your style to the extent where it is your own voice is clear. And it just becomes a question of what subject are you interested in right now? What medium are you interested in? But the voice is pure and it's clear. And
Yeah,
not
even
everybody
if it's
gets there.
different even if it's different mediums and different, if you want to try different things, and that you can still kind of see yourself in it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love that layer of the conversation where you're working on a piece, maybe you're telling a story, maybe it's a portrait, but there is still so much of you in the piece.
Yes, that is correct. And you know, I think you know, that's because I feel like you know, when you are create something, you know, a lot of time when I'm making like a piece of art, even this piece here, I thought I was gonna do something.
Yeah.
But when you get out of the way of the creative process, and the piece will tell you exactly what to do. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, if you can, and
All you have to do is start it, and
That's
then
right.
it comes to life.
Yes.
And yeah, you don't have to worry about like planning everything.
right.
You just start it.
that's right, that is correct. Because a lot of time, I have that idea. I said, okay, that's what I am going to do. But the piece will tell you to do something else.
What direction
Yes,
it's
what
going in.
direction, you know. And but sometimes artists are afraid to, you know, to let the creative process take over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the areas where life mirrors art, like everybody always says it does, where it's the same thing in life, right? You think you know what you're doing, you think you know what you mean to do, you think you know what's going to happen next, and then it turns out not,
That's
right? And then you have to turn on a dime, and it becomes something else, but it can always become something beautiful.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. That is
That's a
correct.
good point. And
That's
people
good.
are just afraid to start, I think, because they're afraid of what's going to happen. Am I going to do it right? Am I planning this right? And you don't have to do all that.
That's true, and you know too. If you are doing something wrong, you can always do like another one.
Yes.
You know, and I truly believe we're like, I mean, it's not like it's true. That's how you get like better by not just making one. When you make 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can promise you the fourth one gonna be better than the fifth one. But you have to keep making work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people, I mean, which is fine because I don't think when it's come down to like art, there is no wrong or right. You do whatever you like want to do. But I find a lot of time, instead of spending stressing yourself over a piece for months and months, you can go and do something else and do something else. You will get better instead of like,
Yes.
you know, focus on.
Sometimes it's not the right time, is that?
Right. You just have to walk away and then come back
That's
to
right.
it. Walk away, come back to it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think when you're at peace, with that philosophy, you get more work done, right? You can walk away from something without setting it on fire or destroying it or hating yourself,
Right.
and just move on to the next thing, and you might return to it.
That's
you know?
true. That's true. But artists sometimes they so because you will. I don't think you can get something perfect. You know, you
No.
can do the best you can, but the next one will be better than the previous one. But you keep moving that way.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it is. It
Yeah.
is. It is. It is.
And we're lucky, you know, which you mentioned Rubens, like maybe Rubens is perfect, but like luckily we live in a time when there's been so many art styles that all involve more expressionism and impressionism. And we've been given permission a long time ago to layer our feelings and our experience onto what otherwise would be a very fine and technically perfect piece of art, which is more like a Rubens than what you do.
That's true.
But you can see that it's the evolution, right? You're part of the evolution of art. You're getting away from that strict realism
That's true.
and moving toward, and your perspective becomes more important than technical perfection.
Yeah.
That that is called because so I think too when it's come down to like art too where like I think what I always trying to do I think Louis Bourgeois said that. He said when you tell your own story you will be interesting because you can be making art but your art look like everyone else so it's not your story.
That's a great quote.
I'm saying so when you are making your own work it doesn't have to be so like 100% skilled.
Right.
But this is your own.
Yes.
And when you can do that, that's when the work becomes interesting
Yeah.
for like anyone because it's not someone else.
Right.
Because when they see the work, they just see you. They don't see no one else.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's mean if you can do that, it's you are in the game. I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah, and you have to be
well
willing to be vulnerable too,
That's
right?
true. This
Because
is-
when you do that, you put yourself out there
That's right.
in a
That's
really
right.
You
scary
give birth
way.
to it. So
That's
like
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's,
Right.
Yeah, because I think you and especially that's what I always advise artists. When you have a chance, go to museum, go see other thing, and because that can really expand your mind more. Because when you work like on a you don't get out to see different thing and you find, oh my God, I have to do a certain type of work. But art can be so different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you can go so many.
It transports you.
That's that's true.
Yeah.
Especially if you see what other people do it, you say, wow, I can give myself permission to like do that too. But that's if you want to do that.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That has to be your own.
That's right.
Too.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
That's
it's inspirational and it gives you ideas when you
That's
go
right.
see other people's art. It gives you ideas, and it's not going to come out the same way in yourself, but it's inspirational.
That's true. That is that's correct.
Yeah.
You know.
The pups are having a party up there,
Yes.
huh? They're so cute.
Yeah, I think my wife just came home.
Oh,
when they see
your
her,
beautiful
they-
wife.
Oh.
Yes, when they see her, they always like it.
Oh, they got
Very
excited.
happy.
I
So-
think that's what happened.
I think so. Do you want to show? This is a hard question, I know, but do you want to show us one of your recent pieces that's a favorite of yours, or do you want to direct us to something as we end without putting you on the spot?
Because I mean, you know, it's almost having a kid. They said, "Who's your
favorite kid?"
Yeah, I know that's not fair.
That's you. And I have a piece upstairs, the Louis Armstrong one.
I forgot there was a bunch of
Yes.
stuff upstairs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's go look at it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I will say this piece here.
Whoa,
That Louis Armstrong here.
that is a great piece.
Yeah.
And you've got it in the living room because you want to have it near you, right?
Yeah, because the reason why I say that because when I did that piece, that's what made me believe I can do a lot of different things because it was very difficult for me to do.
Yeah.
It looks incredibly difficult. I mean, you've got some tiny, tiny bits in it, and then you've got some really large supporting pieces. That is technically a super hard piece.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the perspective of him is
Oh gosh, yeah.
we're looking down on him, which you can
Yeah,
see.
well, like if you can go see here, you can see
Yeah.
him almost coming out of here.
Oh yes. It looks like the full trumpet, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sherry, that's a great point. This is all around technically such a difficult piece. Oh, I can see why you love that.
And then the light shining through is amazing too.
Yeah. And I love this piece next to it as well. That has so much pretty light. You're catching all of the sunlight with this. Such a beautiful piece. All right.
This one too, I really.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So that's a piece you made too.
Yes. Yeah, so someone, I bought that light, that the plasma light. So that was on one of those Facebook things,
Okay.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yep. The as a dolphin shape.
Yes, as a dolphin shape, and I build those things here. This is a tire.
Christ.
Yeah,
wow.
this is a tire.
That's incredible.
Yeah, this is a tire.
God, a tire is so ugly and that's so pretty.
Yeah.
That's such a cool piece. I don't know what a plasma light is, but I guess it has like
this
energy.
Is yeah, that's why you see when you touch it like that.
Wow. Is it on all the time? Is it like
No, I just put it on like a certain time.
Okay.
If I'm here, I'll just put it, and I will. Sometime I can put like a timer.
Oh, wow. God, it's like such a cool atmospheric piece. And you've got seashells. And leave it to you to look at a tire and think, oh, that could be pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really you.
I said, wow, what can I use? Because I said that would be nice if I put, because the dolphin and the seashell and to put something, and so you keep walking, working, and the next thing you know, you do that. And I said, wow, how do I put this thing, this part here? And I got a vase, and I said, let
you
me
go.
tile the vase and put it there. And I have some flower. I said, let me rearrange them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the middle of January and it feels like summer right here.
Yes, that's true.
So it's like, I love the way you put your stuff around you, like you don't kind of classify it by like, this is this thing, this is this thing. You just put all different kinds of stuff, utilitarian stuff, decorative art. You just surround yourself with it.
That's true. Like I said, I mean, I am a huge fan of like, that's what I love glass, I don't really care when people say, oh, this is too decorative. No, I don't care. I love pretty things.
Yeah, I do too.
Yes, I love
Pretty and shiny.
Yeah, that's true. Me too. I do. I mean, even if I make different things, but I love that to wear, like, cause it's like for me, it's amazing when you make those things who's that pretty, and someone come who wasn't even, like I said before, was not like an art connoisseur, but because that thing just attract them, you know, and I said, wow, that's a good thing to make a piece of art, and the person can see himself or herself in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love that aspect of it.
It's great to be the person who can provide that, right? To open
That's true.
someone up to
That's true.
art when they aren't historically an art person.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a great gift.
Yeah.
But you have such an open personality, and you have such a sharing personality. You're not the kind of artist who puts people off or makes people feel inadequate or confused.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. He's just so
I don't.
sweet and kind, always.
I don't. I really don't. I think, you know, it's like, because I think you know, you want people treat you the same way, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to treat people the same way you want to be treated. I mean, that might sound cliche, but I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, even at the charter work, when I did some like shows, and there's a couple of arts, you know, some like artists will want to have a show, and you can tell the work is not really ready, you know what I'm saying, you know, and but when I have a group show, I would just put them on, you know, on the group show, because I think by just put the work on a group show for them, you know, if that can boost their
self-esteem,
you know,
yeah.
in a way you can help, you know,
Yeah.
because that's not gonna kill the show, you know what I'm saying, you know, because you put like a couple of pieces, you know, and, you know, the other person can say, oh my God, you know, I feel I can, you know, do that, you know.
Yep, it invites people who are beginners
That's
to
true.
say, yeah, exactly, maybe I could do that too.
That's true.
It's
That's
like an
true.
invitation.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's the right thing to do.
I
You know,
agree.
it's the right thing to do.
Yes.
If art were only for people with the right education, the right training, the right gallery shows on their resume, it would be a very stale and boring scene.
I agree with you 100%. So the more we can open that thing to other people, invite other people, you know, to say, you know, I don't be intimidated by, you know, art, you know, and don't be afraid to, because you like what you like.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, you know. So it's like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. If it's like doesn't touch you, he doesn't touch you. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the way I see it. For me, it's such an open process.
Yes, open and inclusive.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That is correct.
So we should be doing another show soon, as soon as
Sure.
the time is right.
That's right. Yes.
And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Because we'll
I'm
put
looking
together
forward.
something beautiful again. But in the meantime, thank you so much for having
thank
us.
you guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank
It
you
was so
guys
much
for
fun to be
coming.
here to talk through some of this
That's all.
work.
Thank you.
And I'll share this afternoon so that people can really feast on what we've seen
thank
here.
You. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much to Sherry, who's
Thank
done
you,
most of the
Terry.
camera work.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
we will see you next time. Everyman Candy Hooking. Take care, everybody.